I want to welcome in our next guest, Republican candidate for president and author of the book, 2 Cents to Save America. Perry Johnson is with us. Perry, it's great to have you on this morning. I know that we were just talking about New Hampshire. You visited New Hampshire this week, and oftentimes you will compare your business record. You've been incredibly successful in the private sector to that of former President Donald Trump, who also has had a lot of success in the business world. I've even heard you intimate that maybe you've been more successful in the private sector. Can you talk about that?
Well, I don't want to talk about how successful he's been because he's been very successful. I will tell you that I have built over 70 companies. Maybe I guess it's 80 companies now. None of my companies have any debt. I've never filed for bankruptcy. We do business in 61 countries around the world. And I spent my life bringing quality and efficiency to companies. And now I want to bring quality and efficiency to the government.
Yeah, you said, oh, sorry, go ahead, sir.
That's why I wrote the book, 2 Cents to Save America. I think we should cut 2 cents out of every discretionary spending, that we're going to cut 2% across the board and freeze the spending year after year. We wouldn't have this inflation. And frankly, we wouldn't have this budget problem over there. And that's what we need to do. That's why we have inflation. They put so much money into the economy. Actually, they increased the money supply by 40%. So that is kind of ridiculous. And that's why it costs $4.50 for a dozen eggs.
Yeah.
Mr. Johnson, to give people an idea of where you come from, since George H.W. Bush was president, who's been the most successful American president and why?
I think Donald Trump has been a very successful president. He just spent too much money.
He's the most successful since George H.W. Bush?
I think he's the most successful president since then. He added $8 trillion to our debt. But other than that, let's face it, we had a lot of good things come out of Donald Trump. As you know, I supported him. And in fact, I even helped boost his rally when we had the rally in Michigan. So, yeah, I liked him and still like him. I just think he spends too much money, and I think we have a crisis right now because we are now $32 trillion in debt.
Yeah. Well,
and that is a problem.
I'd like to know, Mr. Johnson, if you're willing to go to Washington for that meeting with Joe Biden next week and stand up for those of us who want to cut spending.
You're not a kid, and I'd love to go. I think everybody should have a copy of my book, 2 Cents to Save America. In fact,
go ahead, sir.
I'm loving the campaign, and it is so much fun. In fact, it's so exciting. I decided we're going to launch a reality series. Actually, we're going to start with your program, I guess, next Tuesday. But it will be on perryjohnson.com, and we'll see what it's like to run for president. It is very, very exciting.
Well, sir, I'm cautiously optimistic. This is the first I'm hearing about it.
Same.
I'm sure my producers will tell me more following the program this morning.
We're usually the last to know.
Sir, a lot of people are meeting you for the first time right now live. This is a long shot bid for the presidency. You're not even coming in the polls that come out. You're not even you're not getting much in any of the polls. How do you win the presidency? How do you win this nomination?
Well, I actually think we're doing pretty well in Iowa. I had only been to Iowa. That was it.
Yep.
In fact, we hadn't done any advertising nationally. We'd focused on Iowa.
So that's your plan, win Iowa and go from there.
A couple days ago. We went to New Hampshire on Sunday, just got back, and New Hampshire went great. I happen to think my message is resonating, and I love talking to the people. They hear the situation, and they hear the problem. The 2 Cents to Save America book lays out a plan. Because I've been bringing quality and efficiency to companies for the last 35 years, it was easy for me to draw up that plan. It's easy to talk about our problem, but I laid out the solution. And I think I'm the only one that has done that. And I think we need to tell Washington what they have to do, because bottom line is we can't afford to go broke. And the way we're going right now, we're in trouble. We put Social Security in trouble, Medicare in trouble, defense in trouble. In fact, the U.S. dollar as the world currency is in trouble. And this is something we have to solve, and it would be solved with that 2 cent plan. Let's just cut 2 cents out of every penny of discretionary spending.
All right. Well, Perry Johnson, thank you so much. We appreciate having you on the show.
Yeah, good to
learning
meet
a little
you.
bit more about you.
Well,
Looking forward to Tuesday.
Me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm very excited.
And enjoy life.
About Tuesday. Yes. Presidential candidate Perry Johnson joining us on Wake Up America. Sir, thank you.